Last June, the biodiesel community lost a true pioneer, visionary, and innovator. Dr. Dallas Hanks was a brilliant scientist, educator, humanitarian, and entrepreneur. For those that knew him, he was also a generous biodiesel contributor and an all-around good dude. Among his many notable achievements, he spearheaded the groundbreaking feedstock program, Freeways to Fuel, and was a huge supporter and contributor to NBB's next generation of scientists for biodiesel program. He played a significant role in many of the oilseed test plots, biodiesel labs, and technology startup businesses at the university and around the region. The positive impacts of his work live on, as does the admiration and affection he commanded. Now, a well-earned tribute to a friend who left a truly lasting and inspiring legacy in the biodiesel world. Let's take a look.
Some lives are defined by the things we've been. Scientist, educator, humanitarian, entrepreneur. Some lives are valued by the ones we've touched. Friends, family, students, colleagues. And some lives are measured by the impact we've had. By any measure, Dallas Hanks' life was meaningful beyond measure. Dallas was a visionary, a treasured member of the biodiesel family, a farm kid who became an award-winning agronomist, unlocking vast new acres of land to grow feedstock. He fostered the next generation of scientists, and he continually showed a knack for bringing people together to pursue a bolder dream. In the end, he turned his scientific mind toward fighting the cancer that would claim his life. That was Dallas. That was Dewey, a pioneer through and through. He left our world having changed our world, a remarkable legacy for any person to leave. Dallas's dream lives on. His vision has become our vision. His value, like his passion, is immeasurable.
I'm quite confident that with the proper American ingenuity spirit, we could do some really, really amazing things for us and for the world.
It's a real privilege for me to be able to help recognize Dallas today for the Pioneer Award. And I know that all of you there in the room, you knew about his passion for our industry and how passionate he was for his programs, such as Freeways to Fuel that Joe just described. And many of you in the room probably can describe an event or two about Dallas, and whether that was about trying to get him to wear socks up here on the stage, as we had to a couple of years ago, and we won, by the way, he wore socks. Or whether it was the fact that any conversation with Dallas had at least a 50% chance of ending up talking about growing spuds in Idaho. But the thing that I probably remember the most about Dallas is he was what I called a persistent optimist, and an optimist in the truest sense. So whether it was the fact that he could always see the best that could happen, or just the fact that he always wanted to succeed and make things better. We had a friend in common, a colleague. His name was Keith Easton. I met him through Dallas. And Keith described the time that he met Dallas for the first time. Some of you may have had a similar experience. So Keith, by the way, was an appointee in the Department of Defense. He was at some conference, Louisiana, I think. And he was speaking about military bases and what we need to do to better utilize them because of reduced budgets. And this guy came up, Dallas, and said, you need to grow oil seeds on your military bases. And Keith said, I kindly put up the wall and described to him about mission and vehicles and security, and Dallas just said, no, we can do this. You need to grow feedstocks on your basis. That was classic Dallas. And Keith, quote, said, I tried to ditch this guy 3 or 4 times, both at the conference and afterwards, but he won me over. And I should tell you that Dallas and Keith and their offices, they actually won a national award for looking and analyzing whether we could grow feedstock on military bases. But it was probably afterwards that I'd learned to appreciate something more about Dallas, and that was really the fact that he had so much empathy, and he cared so much about those of us around him. And even when he was struggling himself in terms of health, he had faith in people. He had faith in us. And for that reason and many other reasons, I know we all are so happy that we had him to be able to call a friend, and we miss him. So we are lucky enough, though, today to have and to welcome Scott Hanks, his brother, and Mindy Barker, his girlfriend, who will help accept this award on his behalf. And so if you could please help me both welcome Mindy and Scott, but also to recognize the achievements of Dallas, but more importantly, his life.
Thank you so much. You guys are great people.
Picture.
Come over.
Would you like to say a few words?
This is a little bit nerve-wracking. This is out of my comfort zone. It's a great honor. Dallas was a huge part of my life, and his loss is deeply felt by me and by all. In one of Dallas's last moments, we were having a conversation with a dear friend, and he asked him if Dallas had any regrets. And Dallas said he didn't have any regrets, but he had a hope, and the hope was that he was going to leave a legacy. And I have been so touched and honored through the efforts of Utah State, Mike Morgan, and the National Biodiesel Board of watching that dream come true for Dallas. His goal in life was to make an impact and to make the world better. And I see that happening not just in his scientific endeavors and his professional endeavors, but certainly in his professional endeavors as well. I know that I feel Dallas's impact in my life on a daily basis, and I continue to strive to be better and to do better because of him. Thank you.
I'm the one fortunate enough to have same blood flowing through my veins as Dallas. And I wonder where he would be and what he would be doing at this conference if he were here today to continue to contribute. It's with great humility and honor that we are here to be able to accept an award in his behalf. I know that in his adult years, much of his life was spent in trying to change the world. He never married, never had children, and so most of his life was spent taking care of other people and trying to make their lives better. And I think that having learned more about the biodiesel industry, that there's a bright future here, and that you as a group will be able to move this forward and change the world. Thank you.